I just got my hands on the new Natasha Denona Retro Palette. Hey! Hey you! What up? Welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm Maryam. Today, I am going to be reviewing, swatching, creating a look, and giving a verdict on the new Retro Palette by the one and only Natasha Denona. So now this is Natasha's latest palette. It's $65. So it is a midi palette that is actually inspired by the mini retro palette, which is the 5-pan palette. I am here for this. I have not looked at any reviews. This opinion and this Team Truth style review is going to be mine and solely mine, but for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into this review. Application to create a look, of course. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get into this video. Retro palette, Natasha Denona. Let's do this. Okay, so we've got some facts about this new palette from Natasha Denona. 15 shades altogether. We've got some sparkly shades. We've got some mattes. We even have some unique mattes that have some sparkles in them, as well as flat mattes. So there's definitely a good variety in here. So now this is preservative free, mineral oil free, D5 free. It's got some UV filters, paraben free, alcohol free. 19.25 grams or 0.67 ounces. Available online, in stores, Sephora, Beautylish, you know the drill. So now, as I said in my intro, I didn't want to go into this review by looking at other reviews and by checking it out first. I actually just wanted to dive in and do what I normally do, basically give you my honest opinion about my experience. To me, this looks like a very plummy, very romantic color story. It's got some wine shades, some purple tones, some neutrals, some sparkly shades, but it's giving me like Valentine's Day vibes for some reason, so I'm not really sure what's so retro about it. But anyway, let's swatch and we shall see. Glitz and glam. Beautiful. Next one.
Andy.
Andy? Who's Andy?
Maybe it's supposed to be Candy? Maybe it's a typo?
I don't think so. Natasha doesn't make any typos. Andy's pretty though.
Jude.
Hey, Jude.
It's pretty.
Wow, okay.
Wow, that is some Jude. Mode? Mod?
Mod. Where did you see mode?
My eyesight's not so good.
Nice.
That's an interesting color. Where would you use that?
On your brow bone to brighten in the inner corner. Gonna double dip. It's a very nice, creamy, bone white color.
Yeah, it's cool. I wouldn't know how to use it though.
Would you know how to use Jude and Andy?
Yeah, of course. Vaseline. Vivian.
How's your vision?
I'm trying to just like think of the first thing that comes to my mind. Went, wow, that's amazing.
That was
Wow, that is like
crazy good.
It felt like you were going into improper places on my arm there for a second. It was like, where's she going? Groove. Wow.
Could use a little double dip. And I'm really being picky.
Apart.
Is that a part?
Hey, I'm really losing my eyesight. Oh, part.
What is an O part?
I don't know.
Well, it is very nice. It's very pretty, whatever it is. Next one.
Psychedelic.
This is a very psychedelic looking color.
Wow.
Very sparkly. Wow. Let me see if I can spread that. Ooh.
It's nice.
That's cool.
Her eyeshadows are real creamy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Go-go is the next color. Isn't go-go really referred to like go-go dancers?
I'm not sure.
How else would you use it?
Go Power Rangers.
No, come on. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
The 90s kid in me. Patty.
Patty's kind of hot. Swing. These peculiar names on this.
It's the retro palette.
What is that supposed to tell me?
Like swing, isn't that like a...
Oh, you mean like the dance?
I think so.
Nude mauve.
Nude mauve.
What does mauve mean?
Mauve is like in between a nude and a pink, I would say. Like a dusty rose. Ooh, this color is kind of dusty. Ooh, not my fave. Looks kind of weird.
It doesn't swatch very well.
It doesn't swatch very well. I just don't think it's a...
Maybe you're not supposed to see it because it's nude.
But whose skin tone is a nude mauve?
I don't know. Rebellion.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is a pretty color, man.
I know.
That's sexy.
Yes.
I love sexy colors.
Me too.
Halo.
I don't think so.
Yellow.
I don't think so. Helio.
That's unfortunate. Wow.
Wow. That is my favorite color.
Wow, that is a beautiful color. They should have came with a better name for that. Amara.
Why are you laughing?
Amara.
Stop moving! Oh my god. Inside joke.
Inside joke.
Aw, there we go. There's the compilation. And now close-up time. right, so the swatches were really nice. The sparkly shades were gorgeous. Always unique, always very flattering. My only criticism of this palette at first sight, at first impression, is that the colors, or the color story rather, is just a wee bit boring. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm not even sure I have a formulated thought just yet, but something about this and something about just seeing them all laid out in swatches made me want more. But that's just my first initial thought. Okay, let's apply these to my face and let's create a look. An eye look, that is. So today I'm gonna use the P. Louise base that creases on me like crazy, but I'm still trying to give it a chance because people love it and I want to love it as well. I'm gonna use this Dose of Colors concealer brush just to slide that across my lids. You know what, since I forgot to do my brows, maybe I can clean up under my brows using this base as well. Perhaps something like that, just for fun. I'm not really sure why I'm taking so long with my primer base. I guess I just got a little carried away. All right, the base is on. I will do the eyebrows later at the end, don't worry. And now, first things first, I'm gonna pick up this Mario E4 brush, dip it into Mod, which actually looks a little pinkier in person. The swatch was definitely a little bit more of an ivory bone color, but now that I'm looking at it up close, it looks very, very pinky to me, like a super pale pink. I'm gonna add that right on top of the base underneath the brow, just to kind of seal that in. And just add all this lightness all over like that. Next, I think I'm gonna go ahead and try that nude mauve shade. That one was a little weird, not gonna lie. It didn't really swatch very well. Also, I just didn't think it was a very pretty color. But anyway, let's try it. I'm gonna try to etch out this inner tear duct area. Wow, applies rather well, actually. So it didn't swatch well, but man, this applies great. All right, I'm gonna continue along my eye socket, kind of bringing it down and then raising it up at the end, towards the tail end of my brow, like that. I'm using a Wayne Goss 06 brush. I feel like all his brushes are named 06. That's because I have different collections of Wayne Goss brushes, and he definitely has different 06 brushes. This one is flat on one side and then tapered, but it has a little bit of fluff too. It's a very versatile brush that you could do a lot with. I'm gonna try to find this exact one on Beautylish and link it, because this is a really, really, really great brush. I'm gonna take a stiff tapered crease brush, no name, just says C139 on it, dip back into that Mod, and then just gently go over the edges here to bring back that lightness, because I don't want it to be too heavy. All right, let's try to repeat that on the other side. I don't know, so far I like the shade, and I even like the color. It's a lot more interesting than the way that it's swatched. All right, pulling that edge out, something like that. And then back to the Mod shade on the other brush, and then just blurring everything. Good enough? Maybe this needs to be sharpened a little bit. Hold on. All right, something like that. All right, next, let's go for this shade here called Amara. And let's just darken those two corners, the outer and the inner. E5 brush by Mario, blending those two into each other, but gently. And then same thing on the inner corner, just gently adding that reddish brown shade. Boom. So I guess I'm going for a sunset eye. I had no idea until just now, but that's fine. That's kind of how I like to test out shadows. Just like let the color speak to me. Ooh, yes. Ooh. Gonna take the remainder of that shade that's on the brush and just gently line my outer lower lash line like that. Same thing here. Ooh, maybe that was a little too much. Gonna erase a bit like so, and that's better. Next, clay smudge brush from Mercier. Gonna dip into Rebellion. This shade was really striking and it feels kind of wet on my brush. So it's one of those half creamy types of shades. Gonna just continue darkening the inner corner, yes, and then also the outer corner. Just dabbing that in there in that little groove like that. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh 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 ooh. I'm gonna go back to the Wayne Goss 06 brush. Gonna go to that shade Amara, this one. I'm gonna lay my head back a little bit. Well, not that much, but enough so that you could see this top portion of the lid. And I'm just gonna shade this middle area a pinch, just like that. Just to make this transition a little bit stronger between the inner and the outer corners. Like that, yeah. All right, next, this shade Helio was everything, and I'm going to slap that to the center with my ring finger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, that was necessary and it was needed. And this is a gorgeous wearable shade that you can add a very sheer layer of, like the way that I just did, for a subtle metallic moment. Or you can literally apply it very heavily. Just depends on how much product you pick up with your finger. These shadows are really speaking for themselves, aren't they? And we love an ND $65 palette. We are here for it. Just fixing this edge over here. Oh my. I mean, honestly, I could be done right here. This could be good to go. Just some lashes. I don't even think I need liner, but I definitely want to try out this shade Psychedelic. This was very sparkly. And of course I want to layer that over the center because it's asking me to, and I'm going to listen to it. Oh, and I'm glad I did. This is so pretty. Just like stunning. Oh my God. I have to show you a close-up because I feel like the camera doesn't really catch all the nuances. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's too much. Okay, do you see all that? The iPhone and the camera, they're having a hard time. They don't even know. They're like, what do I focus on? I promise you, it looks really nice in person. I'm just gonna clean up this edge real quick with that Mod eyeshadow on that no-name brush. Just like small circular motions, cleaning it up. But I'm also gonna have the Mario brush handy, just in case. Like that. Yeah. Ooh, who is she? Where's she going? I'm gonna dip into this shade called Swing and add that to the lower lash line, but just a little bit more precisely. Not all the way in, but all the way to the outer corner. So from the outer corner to like the beginning of the eyelashes, like that. Subtle. Okay, real quick for brows. I have this new Rare Beauty Shape and Fill Duo. It has an included brush. I'm just gonna fill in my brows real quick, just so everything looks a little bit more put together. And basically, I already have my brow gel combed through my brows, so they're kind of glued to my skin. But now I just want to darken the sparse areas in between the brow hairs. So I'm just stamping that color on, hoping it will stick. And I'm applying that right above that sharp edge that I created with the P. Louise base. All right, so this brow brush isn't very precise, but it's pretty good for what I'm doing here, which is just adding that shade. You see, so now like the brow just looks a little bit more groomed. I'm using both colors in here, the lighter one and the darker one, and just kind of stamping on that powder. There's a pinch of fallout with the sparkly shade, but it's very, very minimal. But the fact that there's no fallout with any of the darker shades is what you can expect from Natasha Denona shadows. So I'm not surprised. All right, let's do lashes. I'm gonna curl mine. I'm gonna add this Patrick Ta mascara. Okay, so the mascara is on and I'm feeling like I don't really need falsies. So what I am gonna do is add a waterproof top coat with my Huda Beauty Legit Lashes waterproof top coat that you already know I love because it made it to my faves in one of my faves X fails videos. Just remember you can't add too much of this product because then it will make your lashes clumpy. So just like one very light layer like that. Lips. Got this Laura Mercier Velvet Extreme Matte Lipstick in the shade Femme. I applied the shade Fresh to the center, but it was looking a little too pinky for me on its own. So now I'm just gonna perfect the outline with my Sigma Precise Lip Line brush. Ugh, I am not into these lip crayons. They are just too difficult to use. I mean, the result is really pretty, but the process is not super worth it. Fall vibes are definitely here. I gotta say I quite like this look. It's a little vampy, more vampy than it is romantic. Let's get into this verdict. For $65, this Natasha Denona Retro Palette is definitely a palette with a great formula. There's just no denying it. Everything performed really well, beyond well. It performed excellent. Even the shadows that I didn't like upon their swatches, such as the Nude Mauve and Amara, they performed really well upon application. So although this is not my most favorite color story, it's definitely a story that I don't reach for enough. I definitely like the outcome. I really enjoyed dipping into all these shadows and applying them onto my face to create this look. And moreover, I gotta say, it's another hit for Natasha Denona. If you guys are into mauvey, nudie, plummy, wine tones, especially for the fall season, going into the holiday season, then I think you will really like the $65 retro palette from Natasha Denona. So there you have it. I have said my piece. I went into it totally without knowing anything about it, and I came out of it very pleased with myself, very pleased with this look. That is my story. That is my verdict. I am sticking to it. And without further ado, it's time for me to wrap this video. I'm going to zoom on out, and you are going to click on my next couple of videos, a video that you may like, and my most recent video. So hit it. Peace.